Hi there, and welcome to another video for GDS estimating for version 16 this time, which is our new upcoming program that we're still working on. But we're getting closer, and I just wanted to share with you one of the big changes we've made, which is in how framing system configurations are done. And I'm going to kind of compare the version 15 and 16 here on the screen for you. So I'm using a Coral Architectural Products catalog, and we're looking at a PW251 curtain wall system just as an example. And you'll notice in this one profile screen, this is version 15. We've just got some basic configuration stuff like profiles of the different members, added daylight for glass, caulk joints, the way head and sill receptors would be handled if they had them, and things like that. So if we go over to 16, this is our framing system list. Here's that system. And then we've got these little tools up here, and this is our edit tool. I'm going to click that. So you'll see a settings window in version 16. So you'll notice there was a little bit of a delay there, and the reason for that was it's pulling all that information off of a web server. So we're using Amazon Web Services to host our databases for version 16. So the catalogs will be online, and everything you do is basically online. So it'll save it to the web, it'll pull it from the web and all that. But so in some cases you'll see little delays, but for multiple users it's going to be the same no matter what. It won't matter how many people are using it. It's all going to be web driven, so the web servers can handle that stuff easily. So the big difference here in the framing system configurations is this part under components. So you'll notice here we have head assembly, horizontal assembly, sill assembly, and so forth. And you'll notice a bunch of parts. So in version 15, we've got a stock links tab, a gasket tab, and a hardware tab that has screws and clips and all that. So the idea is in version 16 to make it so everything's in kind of one place for one component. And we call them assemblies because we allow you to have multiple assemblies for a given component. So for example, for multiple horizontals, where there's a 4-inch horizontal and a 2-inch, and or an expansion mullion and a regular mullion, a standard mullion, and then different head conditions, sill conditions, you can have all those different assemblies saved and configured already in one framing system. And then when you go to draw your elevation, you can actually tell the program which assembly you want to use. And we'll probably put like a setting in here that lets you call something a default. So when there's multiple assemblies, you can click a little icon that says this is my default assembly. So that's something that's really different, because in version 15 you would have to go, we do have some different types of horizontals, but we don't have different types of verticals or heads or sills. You would basically have to create a new framing system and then put the different parts in for those things. And then for alternate verticals, you have to actually enter the parts as you're putting in, say, expansion mullions in different bays and things. So we think that the version 16 is going to be a lot more powerful in that respect with assemblies, and it's going to be a lot easier to work on them. So you'll notice these little icons, like that's a plus and a minus in a little circle, but basically we're deducting a 1/4 inch from this pressure plate cut size. And all these things are deducts, or they can be adds as well. And then we've got quantities for a given screw part or a given hardware part. And that's something that if we edit, so let's hit that little edit tool in this window, and then we can go here. We need to make this so it grows so you can see all of those, because there's all this room here anyway. But basically, if I click on one of these parts in this list, then I have actually some options over here, and that's the quantity and the deduct or add or whatever it's going to be. So depending on the part, and if it's an SSG system, we're going to give you the ability to define like glass bite and things like that for different members. So if I were to edit this one here, so this is a horizontal, you'll notice that I have a top and bottom glass bite. So it's no longer just add to daylight, which is basically overall height and width. We're going to let you define on one side of the horizontal, it might be a different glass bite, or if it's a, like I say, an SSG vertical. So we're going to give you the ability to configure those things so that your glass sizes will come out right. Your, you know, if there's a different pocket on one side of the member than the other, you can actually define the different bites for those things. So we feel like we're kind of giving you the advanced tools here, and we're giving it to you all in one place so that you're not jumping around between tabs and everything's in one place. And like I say, this will be bigger so you can see it all at once here for an assembly that has 20 different parts. You can see them all at once. So that's the concept. And like this one here has quite a few parts for a sill assembly. So we think that's going to make things a little faster, easier to use, definitely more flexible, and definitely give you the ability to work on all these kind of more advanced systems and get all your parts to come out right and your glass sizes to come out right and everything else. So that's one of the big changes in version 16. Like I say, we're getting close. We'll probably have like an early release coming up in the next month or so, and then we'll go from there. So thanks very much. And if you do have any comments or ideas, feel free to leave them in the comment section below this video. I'd like to see them. All right, thanks again.